Hello and welcome everyone to the first game in a while that Trinok and I have casted. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be Kalon Esports versus Ping Abuse in the finals of the ACGL R6CC Cup. I'm excited for this one. Trinok, what are you hoping for coming out of this?
I'm extraordinarily excited to see some local Siege again. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. Kalon Esports, they've been around for a good year or so now. They started up, I think, middle of last year. You started seeing the Kalon tag popping up, and they've just been working their way up through the various tournaments. So it's cool to see them in a grand final. It's going to be something spectacular, I rate. I mean, they've got some great players on their team. And of course, we've got Ping Abuse, which is a combination of Sin5 and a few other players. The three members from Sin5 on there, Newick, NLE, and Blackstone. Strong players. NLE, a great fragger. Newick as well. So, I mean, I think we're looking for a very high-powered match right now. And I think it's going to be insanely competitive and something that will hopefully show that even the smallest tournaments matter and are just as hardcore as the big ones.
Yeah, let's see what you guys thought of this game. Let's go over to the social vote. Exactly 50-50 either way. Looks like you guys couldn't decide either. I mean, Ping Abuse, basically all of the all of the Sinister 5 players, whereas Kalon Esports, kind of a newer team here. So we don't really know what to expect out of that, but I'm going to give you the one thing that we are going to know this time around. It's going to be the map bans as we head into it. What are you expecting these teams to favor the maps? Which do you think they would prefer going to?
That's a good question. What you have the map pool up. I forgot to ask you about this beforehand. Can you just give that out to me quickly? Oh, you did.
Yeah, so we've got the first two bans here. Yeah, we've got the first two bans here was Consulate and Chalet. Consulate being banned out by Kalon Esports and Chalet by Ping Abuse. And then we have the first two picks here. Let me see what that's going to be. Kalon Esports actually picking Clubhouse, so that's going to be our very first map on the cards, being joined by Oregon as the second pick. Two more bans coming out. Coastline being banned out by Kalon, and then Villa being banned out by Ping Abuse. It means Cafe Dostoevsky will be our decider if we go all the way. So Clubhouse, Oregon, Cafe, to sum it up. What do you think of these?
All right, Clubhouse, Oregon, Cafe.
Yeah.
Clubhouse, that's a map that everyone is very familiar with, especially in South Africa. I think, well, in Siege in general, that's going to be probably one where we are going to start to get a real good feel of these two teams and how they play and how they're going to feel each other out. Because, like I said, very well known, very established map, established metas. I did fix my cam. I don't know if you
Okay,
saw that,
it should be fine now. Yeah.
I just sent you a new link. I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, I
yeah.
just wanted to fix that before I continue. So this is where we'll get to see who the fraggers are, who these teams are, what exactly going to be brought to. And then I think, I don't want to say anything about Oregon yet. I want to see what happens on Clubhouse, because Oregon can be a map that favors the aggressor quite nicely. So with Clubhouse coming in, we get to see who is going to be that more aggressive team.
Oh, okay.
Do you disagree?
Yeah. I'm completely agreeing. I'm just saying we are actually ready to head into the game. So without further ado, I'm going to start up the lobby. We don't have to struggle with the issues of the caster cams anymore. We're going to head straight on into Clubhouse, Kalon Esports.
I got my cam looking so good.
You were looking good. I'm sure stream was appreciating you.
My cam has like got all this color in.
Let's see what the color and the broadness of these bans are going to be. Do you think it's going to be a colorful ban phase, or do you think it's going to be the Clubhouse? We're going to see the hard breacher bans, the hard breach null bans.
We definitely are going to see a Thatcher ban. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ace comes out as well. He's quite a key component. Ace or Maverick, I'd say, would be a good ban, given that Thatcher obviously no longer on the board. So I'd be curious to see whether Kalon do that. Obviously, Maverick can be a huge part of a team strategy and opening CCTV wall, opening Jacuzzi wall even. And if there's going to be a Jackal ban, that just seems like more of a default ban than anything well thought out, in my opinion here. I'm not too sure what your opinion on that Jackal ban is.
Yeah, that just feels like a rank ban at this point. It's an annoying operator, so get him off the board. Let's focus on that roam play. But the interesting thing for me is all three hard breaches are on the board. Hibana, Thermite, and Ace. All of them are going to be used by the attackers as well as the Maverick. And that's going to allow for very easy access, and then allow with the Cade ban to join that one in. That's telling to me the attackers are going to have a heavy favor in this game.
Yes, especially, like I said, Maverick still on the board. Kaid not there. it's going to be exceptionally easy to take control of CCTV wall. Mirror not there, so you can't even use that mirror inside the bathroom, inside of CCTV or cash room, where she's more played to even give you some kind of information, some ability to hold on to those angles just a little bit more, a little bit longer. It's all going to come down to how the defenders react to the hard breach strategies being brought by the attack, and for the most part, how they react when they lose control of CCTV wall and suddenly they have maybe a player stranded out on catwalk, out on those rafters, not being able to really do much.
It's going to be an interesting thing, and they're going to CCTV and cash room, and you see Blackstone picking up the dock. Usually we have seen dock being played in that rafters area.
Kanye, I don't mean to interrupt quickly. I saw in chat that someone said my mic is on. I try not to look at reference to chat, but this is a tech issue, and if I message you, I know you're not going to see it.
That's fair, that's fair. I'll boost you up. Let's hope chat can use your beautiful voice as well. But getting back to my point there, I wonder how important Blackstone is going to be in this setup, because now that the attacking side has a favor in terms of the hard breach, with Maverick still being on the board and Kite being banned out, you're going to have to rely on the catwalk area, because that's kind of the only area to retake once that main breach is open. So Blackstone on the dock, usually you'd play a supported dock on rafters, but then again, they don't have any throwable denial in a Wamai or a Jaeger. So I'm kind of perplexed by this one. Maybe he's just going to play a passive roam.
It looks like he's wanting to put some pressure. It actually may be, in fact, that Blackstone's looking to do a quick spawn PK. You can see him out of gym, opening up that window, seeing what you can see, just putting pressure on here for maybe catching Kalon Esports out in this opening phase. And like I said, a very interesting strategy. You got Newick on the bandit, so he's probably going to be trying to trick that CCTV wall. And let's just hope that he doesn't get too much pressure from below. Of course, Waffler can exert that pressure, and there's a Twitch drone as well that can be quite detrimental to any young bandits. No mute, so Twitch drone very much going to have a lot to deal with. But Blackstone might have even more to deal with right now as Guzzle makes his way onto the rooftop. He is above that bedroom. NLE and Blackstone, they are going to be able to hear that audio cue. They are going to call it out. They want to say, hey, watch out CCTV window, because Kalon are looking to put pressure, and Waffler also below, probably looking to open up that floorboard and put pressure onto the bandit.
Yeah, that's going to be the big piece of denial. Yes, you have the Twitch drones, but really we're looking at that Ash, and there we go. The Ash charges are being used on the vertical. That's going to repel the bandit from doing his job, really, but he's just tanking it seems. But no, actually, the Ash is missing? Am I seeing that right? Yes. Quite strange to see at this level of play someone missing the soft breach from below. Newick doesn't miss, he finds the kill onto Waffler. That's our first opener, and that's a big one, because now no more soft breach. Now what we go back to what they were relying earlier. You're gonna have to rely on the Twitch drone to kill out these bandits, but they're just holding the drone hole. You see there at the top of East Stairs, Merc on the Malusi, he was holding that drone hole. I believe all of the Twitch drones have been shot out. That means basically we're not gonna have the breach opened.
No, breach is not going to be opened here at all, as it's up to Kalon Esports to just kind of reorientate themselves and rethink this attack, rethink how they're going to bring it. Now they have to start putting pressure on construction, and speaking of putting pressure, it is going to be Snowman to just rush through that breach into construction, get one easy kill, but trade it out very fast. Kalon still in a bad position, post leaps to the window, NLE was ready. Beautiful use of that pepperoni just to take him out. It's all up to Glory now. He is stuck in logistics, and I don't think he has the logistical knowledge to really pull this one out. Saying that, a headshot onto NLE puts him in a 3v1. Very aggressive right now is Pink Abuse being, as they just want to get rid of Glory. They want to take him out. They want to push on through and shut him down as fast as possible. It could have gone wrong, but Blackstone does come out on top with that dock.
Really well done there to the defenders, but I don't even know if I can say that. It was kind of a mismanagement of the vertical play. I really think that round came down to the Ash from down below in stock literally missing the vertical. That's all it was. She missed the Ash charge onto the vertical. The bandit was allowed to stay in place. They were allowed to keep the wall open. And we said during the ban phase that this inherently should go the attacking side because they have the Maverick on the board. Finally here, they're picking up the Maverick. Maybe one round too late, but let's see how that one works out for them in this next round, as it's going to be Church and Arsenal, so Maverick not really as important. Sure, you can use him on that dirt tunnel area, but I really would have expected them to take him on a CCTV cache attack. I mean, most teams go CCTV cache as their first defense. I would have thought they brought it out, but let's see if they can change things up. I really like the 0 pick, the 6 pick into him. They're not going to know this operator is on the board. They're going to get a lot of intel if they can shoot it from these vertical angles, maybe from kitchen onto the floor. Let's see how they use them.
I'm curious here in that they don't have that Valkyrie. I don't believe the Valkyrie was banned out. They have.
It wasn't banned.
Yeah, there's a lot of info you can gain there, especially holding on to kitchen. So I'm just a bit interested in how Ping Abuse is not making use of the info gathering that they have available. They do, of course, have the Legion. I think they realized that Kalon Esports is going to be a little bit more rush heavy. You saw them just fully sprinting into that construction area on their previous attack, and that's probably what the Legion's there to counter. But for the most part, you know, like I said, it's something interesting that we're seeing coming from Ping Abuse right now.
Newark going for the spawn peak over to the kennel spawn area. Not going to net anything just yet. We've seen a lot of spawn peaks to that general area in the past, notably Dr. Dropshot from construction area. That's quite a new one that I haven't seen applied too much in recent times, but he's just going to lurk around here on strip side. And it doesn't seem like any attack is going to come from this side. He is essentially left alone to reign supreme from this area because the entire Kalon Esports attack is coming from this garage storage, garage stock area. They're going to open up the stock hatch and put pressure onto angles. Play inside of blue. He's got a shield to his name, the only piece of defense he has, but he doesn't really need the defense when Merc is up top, raining destruction. Oh, am I here? I'm here.
You know if it's you. Your mic has been muted, Kanye. I can't hear what you're saying, but I'm sure the stream can.
Oof. Oh, yeah, that was on my side. I'm so sorry for that one. Merc, keeping the tag going. He's going to shoot drones left, right, and center as he keeps killing people left, right, and center. He's gotten 2 kills for himself. Post finally answering back. That's the Maverick. We were hoping to see his utility play, but oh well, we're going to get some gunplay as well from this operator.
Kanye, I'm just watching this
yes,
stream right now. It's quite laggy.
I know. I'm trying to fix this. And I appreciate Cause's comment of probably a setting. Kanye's streams are never laggy. Thank you, Rowan. I don't know what is wrong. My streams have never been laggy. I'm trying to sort this out in the background.
Also, apparently I'm still extremely soft and I'm as loud as I can push myself on my system.
Okay.
I don't know how to help you here.
Try not keep it going. I'm gonna try fix some things.
Okay, all right. You do that, and I will keep it going. I'll try to speak as loud as possible so that I can be heard over the current situation happening here in Clubhouse. As 2 men from Kalon Esports have been taken down, and 2 men from Sin 5 find themselves also out of this round. On cams, giving information through to NLE right now, who's just peeking into that corridor, hoping to catch someone running down main stairs. But Kalon are playing it safe. They are playing it slow. They still got 40 minutes to work with, and that's a lot of time when you're talking Siege right now. Hatches are open. Pressure is on. It's all up to these 3 men. Blackstone takes a lot of damage, though, from above. NLE comes to frag it back. Wasn't from above, it's down from dirt, but Post is going to come on top. NLE trying to make it victorious and bring it back in a nice trade, but not connecting just yet. Dirt under pressure, Hatches gone. A post-plant situation could be on here for Kalon and the team. If Snowman can get on through, it could all be over, but NLE says good night, Coast. And now, stuck by the generator, he has to charge up some electricity if he's going to make this one through. 3 seconds to go, the plant is going down. It's all up to NLE to make a move, but Kalon are firmly in control. He sees the head of Glory, but Glory just a little bit quicker on that strafe, shuts it down, and Kalon finally brings back 1 round in Clubhouse. It's 1-1, and time for Ping Abuse to bring it back. I think I keep saying Sin 5, but
it is basically Sin 5, honestly. It's 3 players out of 5.
Looking at the tag and the names, not really the team tag above.
It's Ping Abuse, but you wouldn't be mistaken for saying Sinister 5, honestly, at this point, because it's 3 out of the 5 players, so I guess you can make that mistake, but not officially under the orc, because they've picked up 1 or 2 players just for this tournament. And really, I like to see that little bit of team composition playing around with the teams. I mean, a lot of the time you just have these established 5 people signing up for a tournament doing well, but I like to see the mix-up of teams. We saw the superheroes, but not really superheroes team, if I'm correct in that name, with drop shots, a few of the Vibin guys. And they did pretty well. They were eliminated by Ping Abuse eventually, but you love to see these mismangled, mismatched teams. But Ping Abuse, on that previous round, sum that up for me, because I was looking away and I was trying to fix things in the background. It is apparently not really fixed at this point in time. I'm still managing, but from an outsider's perspective of that previous round, they basically just pushed in dirt. So explain to an outsider and to me that didn't even see the previous round how that collapse was allowed to just happen.
So my perspective was locked onto NLE, obviously, because you were trying to sort things out. But from what I understood it, the dirt pressure came in, a little bit of a slow reaction from Ping Abuse to respond to that dirt push. An easy pick came out. Sure, it did get traded out by NLE, but what that did is it split NLE, and I believe it was Blackstone out in that final round, or it was Angels. Sorry, not Angels. I believe it was Ping Abuse, NLE and Angels, or NLE and Black Stone, who were last alive there, had to split the focus because NLE moved over to dirt to try stop that push from coming through hard and heavy. And as a result, the hatches, because Moto Hatch was open, allowed for the Kalon Esports players to drop down into Memorial, push on into Church, take care of the man there. Suddenly NLE is on his own, and there's not much you can do in a 2v1, especially in a post-spawn situation.
Getting into this round now, it's again down below, and Guzzle this time, well, last time around, they didn't really have any presence coming from the west side. That was where the roamers were allowed to just sit and play around. Guzzle was on that Jacuzzi wall. He doesn't do anything just yet, seemingly missing the one Zofia charge. Looks like missing soft breaches has been a concurrent theme throughout this game, but this time they're putting a lot more pressure in actually clearing out these roamers. They've realized we can't just let them be in these angles. And Blackstone, he's going to be behind a little desk there. Newark from the side. They're just reigning supreme on these attacking players.
Quick 2 from Newark is just going to put a lot of pressure onto Kalon right now. A great roam this time round, and Blackstone using that longbow skin. Such a nice skin. I just love it. I just love it. You know what?
Yeah, you were grinding for that thing. You only got it a few days ago.
I did only get it a few days, and I'm really excited. But we're not going to see it anymore as Glory locks down the roam, and finally Kalon have some top floor control. They are going to be able to start pushing down, putting pressure onto these bottom floor sites. NLE playing out of blue. We saw him playing out of there last time, looking for someone to just pop down into oil as they try to get open kitchen hatch. But Merc is shutting it down, trying to say no, trying to keep it alive. Kalon? Oh, sorry, Snowman.
Okay, we're back, and everything is looking fine. I restarted the PC, everything should be fine. We're back. I hope we didn't lose you guys too much in the terrible mess that was the previous few rounds, but the future is looking bright as these teams face off. Ping Abuse with a 3-1 lead. They're going to gym and bedroom. We're back, everything is back. These teams are ready to play.
Yeah, Ping Abuse taking their second CCTV and cash room defense of the game, putting Calon in a curious position here on this gym bedroom attack. Obviously, Calon still looking fairly good here. Having one round on attack can be quite good in a map like Clubhouse, where the defense often have an upper hand throughout most of the game. So now it's up to them to maybe bring up into a second round, bring this to a 3-2, or even a 3-3, because then suddenly the pressure is going to be on Ping Abuse more than anything.
Yeah, I really want to see Calon Esports put some pressure onto Ping Abuse. We saw in that very first round that they won, where they just really pushed down into dirt in the downstairs defense, that they really looked in control. After that, the rest of the rounds, it's just been Ping Abuse on the defensive side, using that to their advantage. They've been playing these passive plays on the downstairs defense. They've kind of been proactive, but most of this game, they've just been waiting around, waiting for Calon Esports to make these mistakes. So I want to see Calon step it up, bring the game to Ping Abuse. And here in gym and bedroom, I really think that's the bomb site where they can make that happen on the attack. They've got these windows to make some plays, make their presence known. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, they definitely have an opportunity to, as you said, make their presence known with it to Ping Abuse right now. A typical extension here from Ping Abuse, however, into Cash and CCTV, as they're just going to be holding on to Cash, looking for that early rush in to CCTV. And you see they've got the Ash, they have the sledge, soft breaches on, and Calon looking primed to just go full on, balls to the wall, not even letting go of that W key if they want. This time round, Ping Abuse has in fact brought that Valkyrie though, so they are going to have that information. And already you can see Waffler has in fact opened up that soft wall of CCTV. I thought Newick might have been going for a sneaky peek on that storage window, but instead he's just going to be rotating, putting pressure from below in oil, as he's looking maybe to catch someone on those stairs. Post now moving up, does get shot at, in fact, from Newick from down below. I don't believe they knew where that came from. And it is Glory, who was aware of the man playing downstairs, takes out the Valkyrie in blue, putting Calon now in a good position as they slowly but surely wrest this map control away from Ping Abuse.
Yeah, but now they've got an interesting setup to deal with here. Inside of Cash, they've extended with this deployable shield. Merc is playing behind it, but he's also being assisted by angles from the side. We've got a good crossfire setup here, and if Calon Esports want to dismantle this, what they're going to need to do is open up these walls on the side of top east, but they don't really have any hard breach right now to actually invest into that. From down below, they're going to try and clear out Merc, but he's the better player as he finds the kill onto Post. Now, finally, they're opening up the wall to his side, so he's going to have to fall off, but Snowman with a very important kill alleviates the pressure from the side. Now Merc is left alone on this extended roam, but he's not going to care. He's just going to keep it going, though it's a double kill for Snowman. And now they're going to start putting pressure onto the bomb site. Not if NLE has anything to say about it. From the bomb site, from Bathroom, he takes down one, but this is where the collapse is going to happen.
I'm not too sure what Merc was doing there, why he would even think that jumping out that window was a good idea, making way too much sound, being way too aggressive, and of course the Maverick of Snowman would have been aware of exactly what was going on. Now Blackstone using that exact same abilities with his ears, figuring out the audio, knows there is at least one man looking to open up that logistics hatch. At the moment though, Ping Abuse very happy just to hunker down and let Calon come to them, and only through that drone hole does see the feet of Snowman, but just holds on to that trigger so that he doesn't let go of his position. Uses that C4 to get rid of those ace charges, making sure that Jacuzzi wall still going to be an unviable way for Calon to get on through. Saying that though, it does look they are being able to pressure through. Guzzle swings onto Blackstone though, waiting for the core after a quick frag. And NLE falls eventually from this open Jacuzzi wall.
Yeah, it was a hard thing to hold on to for the side of Ping Abuse. I mean, they had the one player inside of Bathroom, the other inside of Logistics, and you just really couldn't account for the sledge walking up the stairs. That was the mystery card. That was what, in my opinion, won them the round. The ability for him to just swing on through, get the player inside of Logi from the flank. He gets the kill, and after that, the site falls. Ping Abuse now opting to actually go back to Church and Arsenal. The site is back open after 2 rounds played after winning it. It's been 1-1 in terms of their defense of it. I'm interested whether Calon Esports can keep that going, maybe end this up in a 3-3 half. Gonna 6-pick onto the Ibana, kind of necessary if you're going for that bottom floor attack, but notably again, no Maverick. And I don't know whether to comment on that too much because it's not as necessary, but if they had the Bandit, if they had anything else, Dirt might have been a bit harder to open, but it looks like it's going to be the same extension into blue. Dirt isn't really going to be as big of an issue. They're just going to rely on these roamers to make these kills happen.
You don't often see too much effort or denial being placed on that Dirt.
Yeah, basically just when Cade's on the board.
Yeah, I mean, if there's that drone hole that's right there, that makes it exceptionally hard for a Bandit really to do much unless you're going to try and play that drone hole, which is a risk in itself. So I do understand this, and Calon, great read by them. Like I said, no Maverick being brought this time, and I think they knew that site, the Church Arsenal site, was going to be open to Ping Abuse, a site that they seem to be comfortable on. Why would they go back to Church and Bedroom when they could just go downstairs again? So good read here from Calon to just kind of understand what's going on. Obviously, your main hard reach for the site is going to be Hibana. Getting those hatches open, that's pivotal here. Newick on the Valkyrie once again. He didn't have a much impact. You did mention the sledge sneaking up those main stairs, and Ping Abuse not being entirely aware of that positioning. That comes down to cam position, cam info, what info that they were able to get throughout the round. So I hope Newick this time around has done a little bit more to make sure his cams are in a position where they're not easy spotted, and they're going to provide the intel that's needed to make sure that they're not being flanked, or there isn't someone sneaking around the corner while the main push comes from Jacuzzi or Logistics.
The big change for me in Ping Abuse's defense here is they're not playing the proactive roam. Instead, they're putting players in positions here, like Newick on the main stairs, where he can come and do some damage if Calon are not ready. You see there's been a pre-placed C4 inside of this hallway area below this, which once that intel is fed to him, he can detonate that C4. But again, it's just this play of rather Ping Abuse is waiting for Calon to make a mistake than pushing the objective.
Of course, it's Kiva. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. We all, yeah.
That's all I've got. Just, of course.
Oh well. Angle's saying, look at my drip. Maybe it's the Pickle Rick charm. Maybe it's him playing in blue with such confidence that he's seemingly going to peek the hatch. Church, they're feeling the pressure. Angles is still here in blue to alleviate the pressure potentially from stock hatch. But all around, they're starting to open up these angles. They're starting to put pressure onto the side. They're trying to make their move happen. Ooh.
Yeah, they're getting ready for this execute. Like I said, trying to make their movement happen. Of course, having Glory on such low health and Post taking a little bit of damage might be what's just holding them back here, making them hesitate just a little bit. Obviously, they have some good control of those main stairs. Glory from above is exerting pressure onto Arsenal. Right now, Ping Abuse don't look too phased, and with Waffler going down, it's going to be even harder right now for Calon to make this move. With 15 seconds to go, it could be bad, but Post has managed to get control of Moto. He takes out his gadget as he sees the peek from the man in blue and almost loses his life as a result. Fuser is trying to go down, but a smoke could end this one and shut it down, but Glory sticks it! And goes down as a result, but sticking that diffuser could be huge. The smoke's now locking out Merc from trying to get back here. He sees the man playing out of Morio, always manages to get some hit onto Snowman, but it's a hard 2v1, flashed out. They're just going to try to stall him up, play the time, keep him guessing as to where they're coming from. Snowman goes for the swing, swings on through, and Merc unable to hit that shot, results in Snowman coming out on top. And 3-3, a very good position for Calon to be in at the turn of the half.
Really interesting that that defense fell as quick as it did, because as soon as the Iana, who is pushing down blue, died, that was all of the pressure from the blue side alleviated. The only push came from the main hatch as well as the mainstays area. That was all they were pushing. That was all the defenders had to hold, and they couldn't hold onto it. The diffuser came down behind the bar inside of Church, and after the retake, it was just Post. He almost got the ace, he got the 4K. And Calon really, for me, are waking up in this. We said they need to push the objective, they need to stop bringing the game to Ping Abuse, and that's exactly what I saw in that previous round.
100% accurate with how they are bringing the game forward, how they are pushing it to Ping Abuse. I also want to bring up something that you mentioned at the start of that round, was that Ping Abuse weren't playing that roam. They weren't playing as loose a roam last time. They didn't have much vertical presence. That was quite a big factor in them winning that Church Arsenal round in the first part, because Calon had to then focus on getting rid of those roamers, wasting some time, and moving on through. This time round, they got control of that top floor relatively fast. And like you said, a winnable position for Ping Abuse for the most part. The stream just froze for me on my end. I'm not too sure if that's me or you.
Yeah, that's probably me, because everything died on my side in the game as well.
I think I've lost Kanye.
Hold on. Okay. We're back on cast cams. Hello. I don't know. Yeah.
You completely died on me, on my end, on the stream's end. So I'm not too sure what's happening on your end right now.
Okay, we're gonna pretend nothing even happened because we didn't even miss any action. We're back and they've gotten the main breach open. They're putting pressure onto the CCTV site. As well, Garage is starting to fall with Newick outside. And the Hibana starting to open up these angles. The player on Catwalk is going to start feeling the pressure in his position. I'm going to start nading him out, though it is a Jaeger. So he can stay in this position for a bit longer, even once the throwables start to come out. But he needs to worry about angles on this main breach. He's got an avenue right onto where the Jaeger is playing. I believe the ADSs have been burned. So if this nade lands, he might be able to find the kill. Not just yet, though. Jaeger is playing very proactive, though he's going to lose his life to Newick. Now, this is where the collapse is going to start to happen, because they've lost control of Catwalk. They're going to start making their way up there. The main breach as well is opened up, so this entire south side of the map is going to be a springboard for Ping Abuse on their attack.
Before I talk about springboarding, I have been told that I am still just a little bit too soft. I'm not too sure if anyone else experienced that. These are messages that I'm getting. So I'm going to tell you that, and then I'm going to say, speaking of getting right into it, I'm very glad right now that these players didn't wait for us to come back, because that early CCTV wall open was huge. And you mentioned how Jaeger was stranded out on that rafters area, and that did result in his death. NLE with the bait gets rid of Waffler. Backstone finds post as he tries to swing on through and shut down that diffuser going down. And now the diffuser is hopefully going to be stuck here by Ping Abuse. Guzzle can't win out onto rafters. Snowman on the mute doesn't have any denial available. Is going to go down. A very quick attack, a very quick and fast-paced rush to seal the deal and show that Ping Abuse aren't here to mess around.
Yeah, they were just so proficient in that attack. They got the breach open, they cleared out the play inside of Catwalk, they checked every single thing off of their checklist, and they got it done. I think Calon Esports was so frightened by how quick and easy that attack was for Ping Abuse that they're going to Church and Arsenal now. They're mixing things up. They're opting to not go back to that bomb site. And I think it is for the better. That bomb site fell really early on after that breach was opened. And I think Ping Abuse are making use of the Maverick a lot better than Calon did. Calon took a bit of time to actually realize that maybe the Maverick was on the board, that really the ball was in the attacker's court. In this map on Clubhouse, when Kaid is banned, when Thatcher... when Maverick rather is still on the board, the ball really is on the attacker's court. So I'm glad Ping Abuse on their side, they're showing us that yes, you can be proactive on the attacking side when these operators are on the board, and that to me is why the site fell so quickly. So on a Church and Arsenal attack now, you've still got the same lineup, you've still got the same Arsenal kit, but it takes a bit longer for an attacking team to clear it out. First, you need to take control of Kitchen, clear out all of the roamers, only then can you start putting pressure onto the bomb side.
Yeah, that was a great breakdown of how Ping Abuse needs to make their way through here. Start taking that ground, start working their way through. And Calon actually did that quite excellently in their final Church Arsenal attack. Just taking the ground slowly but surely until the execute came through. Let's see if Ping Abuse can echo that sentiment. Calon, I'm not too sure what their roam presence is right now, though, Kanye. I don't know if you got a read on that.
I don't think there is any roam presence at this point in time. They've all opted to just stay down below in the basement. all 5 players here on the bottom floor area. So Ping Abuse, once again, they can just take control of this map. And I really don't think that is the play to play into Ping Abuse's attack, because after you realize the team has been so efficient and so quick in taking control of these areas, you have to put a bit of a barrier there. You can't just rely on things like Surya Gates or even Evil Eyes. You need to take these gunfights, but that's a very interesting thing, and a very important thing is going to be this impact tricking. Finds one set of X-Kairos, the second is going to get detonate. Still has one impact grenade in his back pocket, but it's just not enough to deny this. Strangely enough, it looked like he used 6 pellets on that second detonation. He's only got 8 left now.
Yeah, I'm very curious because that's exactly what he did. He used 6. I'm not too sure if Merc is aware that he only needs to do 4 and 4.
They've got another impact
just
trigger.
Under pressure,
No.
yeah, but if there's this is exactly the problem with wasting all your Kairos when you can just use 2. And now Merc finally realizes maybe I should stop wasting my Kairos like that. Goes for the 2. They really want this hatch open, but they've committed so many resources to this, so much of that hard breach banner pellets to this hatch, that now if they don't convert this hatch into a win, it's going to be the factor that probably resulted in Ping Abuse not actually winning this round.
Now though, the hatch is open, so they can use this to put pressure onto the bomb site, and you already see the red pings coming out onto the Maestro, just barely not able to spot out his feet. And as well, this time around, for the first time on a Church and Arsenal defense in this game, Calon Esports didn't really make use of blue. However, Ping Abuse, they're just pushing on through and they're just getting these kills. Suddenly 3 kills on the board, make that 4 as it's just Waffler left inside of dirt. It all has gone awry. NLE with the team kill, a quick little team kill there, but it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because that attack was excellent.
Was that a bit of a bait and switch that we saw there? They put so much pressure and resources into Kitchen Hatch only to completely ignore that, and blue drop down storage hatch into blue, full on blue rush, catching Calon off guard. A beautiful crossfire setup down in dirt tunnel. I think they just put so much of their time on that hatch just to make Calon think that they were in a panic situation running low on time.
Yeah, I think they just couldn't react quick enough. That really was it. You saw one player pushing down oil pit, one down storage stairs, and one just dropped the hatch. 3 players, what can you do? You can't really do anything. They just get the kills and they win the round. It somehow was a repeat of the CCTV cache attack, even though all of the parameters should have been different, even though everything should just not have worked out that way. And I really think, I mentioned it briefly, it was due to their lack of roam presence. If you have a lack of roam presence, at least do what Ping Abuse did on their defense, have someone like the Valkyrie play aggressive on the mainstays area, put at least some pressure onto those attackers, because you can't just let them have free reign of the top floor area.
Even saying that, talking about the Valkyrie on mainstays, every defensive round of Ping Abuse on Church and Arsenal had one player, usually NLE, holding onto Generator, holding onto blue, being a bit aggressive in that blue area. So if there was a hatch drop down, if they did decide to push down oil, they were going to face some heavy opposition. And this time around, like I said, Calon caught off guard, looking at that kitchen hatch, maybe waiting for the dirt kitchen push, not realizing that the main push was actually coming from behind.
So let's see what happens in this next round, because this round rather, as last time this breach was opened very quickly. NLE is on the Maverick, so they are poised and ready to do this once again. There is no Kaid on the board, so they don't necessarily need to make use of a band or a Maverick trick. They can just open one tiny wall, shoot out the bandit batteries, and then have angles on the thermite, open up the entire breach area. Nice combo play coming out from these.
The Maverick trick was style. That's style points.
Well, they've got the breach open. That's all they need, in my opinion. You don't really need to flex that hard.
Once again, within the first minute of the round, this breach has been opened. Glory, once again, shut down on rafters, separated, isolated out, going to be in a little bit of trouble. Might not find himself in a good position. Newick gets rid of Waffler, and the construction push is huge. 4 men coming from construction, I believe. Angles is still just sitting on that CCTV wall, and he is going to open that up as well. So, not only is there a construction push coming on here, an opportunity for a huge crossfire, Glory's still going to be trapped down on rafters, but Snowman from below does manage to get rid of Newick. Puts it back into a 4v4. And the wall, they're not going to be able to open that one up, as it has in fact been muted out. Glory still stuck out on rafters, still just hoping to get something, some kind of peek. He is watching for that construction push on through as they have got rid of that laser gate, and it could be huge if Glory is allowed to have the space to work with. Post takes a bit of damage, but Guzzle with a huge flank is coming from behind. The wall is open. Diana doesn't see him. Blackstone goes down. Guzzle gets one, and this could be huge. But Angle has the diffuser down. Post farm situation. This is bad if you are Callan Esports right now. But saying that, Guzzle is not going down without a fight. Gets a nice little trade here and finds himself an angle as Glory gets revenge on E. It's all up to Merc right now, but Snowman's not going to let that one pass. Callan finally finds some firm footing thanks to some great roam presence and some great flanking.
That's exactly what we pointed out. That's exactly what we said they needed. Roam presence. And it worked. Ping Abuse was so confident in their attack, they thought they had control of construction, of bedroom, of the brain breach area, that they could just start and pepper these defenders. They were just throwing nades, they were taking care of these players, but they weren't holding their back. The flank came through, and that's exactly what they needed. Ping Abuse caught completely unawares. They're going back to Church and Arsenal now as their second defensive site after a very successful CCTV and cache defense retake, I have to point out.
Callan retake? Oh, CCTV retake.
Yeah, the retake of the site.
Church and Arsenal? No,
On the previous round.
And this time, maybe learning from their mistakes in the past and talking about Nywick playing on that main stairs with the Valkyrie, putting some pressure onto Kitchen. Glory has, in fact, brought out the Valkyrie. So, possibly going to see a similar strategy being employed by Callan with those cams, with that pressure. Maybe try to just make Kitchen a little bit harder for Ping Abuse to just move around and start and put on those Kairoses. I do want to see Merc be just a little bit more conservative with his use of those Kairos charges, not just throwing them away to impact grenades. And let's see what happens here. You know, it could just be what Callan need right now, especially with Glory throwing up that cam in what is a very hard spot to see. It's mostly just there to show exactly when the hatch is being opened.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, it's going to feed them all of the intel they need in Kitchen if it's not taken care of. And I hope this time around that they do actually focus on this roam presence. As of yet, all of them still down below, and thankfully, Guzzle is going to make his way up the stairs. He's been the aggressive player for the side of Callan Esports. We saw that in the previous round where he came from the flank, and in a few of these attacking rounds, I cast my mind back and think of kills he has gotten. 5 and 4 at this point in time in the game. Obviously, we did have that tiny rehost to reset the stats, but he's still doing his part in this phase of the game, and he's just going to sit up top here. No drones thus far to drone him out. I wonder whether that is Callan Esports, or sorry, rather, Ping Abuse's mindset of Callan haven't been putting up too much pressure on us. We don't even have to go for that roam play. But as I say that, Nywick, he's made his way into Dirt and he's gotten a kill. Already, Dirt has fallen. They have an avenue onto the bomb site. Glory is going to try and swing this and maybe find a pick for himself. But Ping Abuse, they are playing this onion playstyle. They just start to peel back as soon as they feel any pressure. And
Not a cake.
fair.
It's a street reference.
No, I don't understand. I know I'm going to get roasted for that because the entire internet loves Shrek.
Well, Kanye, I guess you'll find out, and we'll find out whether this onion peeling strategy from Ping Abuse works out in their favor. And like I said, not really taking the roam presence of that Habana, Rooney, of Guzzle all that seriously. And last time Guzzle was allowed to have free roam, he had a beautiful flank onto Ping Abuse. So this is something that Ping Abuse have to be very cautious of, be very aware of. But Nywick, he's not going to be cautious at all. He's just rushing on through. He gets a second pick down on side. He gets a third, in fact, rushing Dirt. Zero response from Callan has allowed Nywick just to pop on off. He pops out the pistol. He's on par for an ace, and it's all up to Guzzle now. The flanking man, the last roamer, the last bastion. It's taken out from angles. And Callan find themselves on match point deficit, have to bring it back. Nywick absolutely going mad down that Dirt tunnel.
Really well done again on that attack. And Just continuing my analogy of the onion playstyle, on I believe it was the CCTV cache attack in that previous run, is they open up one avenue onto the bomb site, and they make the defenders worry about that, and then completely neglect it, rotate out, and put another avenue of pressure onto the bomb site, where they need to worry about two angles. On CCTV and cache, they did it by opening up the main breach and then pushing the first time from the catwalk area, the second time from the construction area. Down below, they did it in the first time, they opened up the main hatch, and then all of them pushed blue. The second time, they opened up dirt, got one kill from there, and then all just collapsed from the mainstays area. I really love this playstyle of making the defenders think you're going to push one area and then just complete bait and switch a second area.
Guzzle does look like he wants to do that roam again, though, Kanye. He
Yeah.
has been quite a strong proponent of this defense, of just always being in the most unexpected positions.
Sorry to break you up there, but look at Waffler's gun.
The
10 seconds.
Oh no, I feel so bad for not remembering this gun's name. Oh no.
5 seconds left.
This is my favorite shotgun in the game. Why? Okay. Anyway.
Oh, it's the okay.
Yeah,
I was confused. I was
it-
like,
It's the German
because I'm
shotgun.
only ever seeing the pistol right now. Okay, yeah, yeah. So he's going to be looking to just hold on to a tight angle and hope that they rush on through and shut them down. And yeah, you're right, this shotgun can be quite deadly, can be quite dangerous, especially if Angles is going to try rush into cash room. And we saw that Bandit of Waffler was moving down that area. They are going to be looking to hold on to that CCTV wall. They have reinforced it, and Waffler is there with the Bandit batteries and the mute charge as mute as well. I don't know where I got a mute charge from, just to make sure it's that much harder to get into cash room. NLE going for the pre-fire, putting pressure on to cash right now. Waffler, he's got the shotgun Kanye, and he's ready
no.
to rock.
I have no idea where
Oh.
that just happened.
That's not what you want to see from your star fragger. As he sees the feet of Waffler instead, the shotgun's out. Nywick brings it back, redeems himself with a beautiful peek in through the drone hole, and now Snowman finds himself alone and afraid as he backs on off a good retreat as a lot of pressure is coming from Cash. It looks like at this point, Fingerbuse not even caring whether they can chill in the jacuzzi or not, as they just going straight through Cash and construction. As Blackstone left the game, maybe he was AFK, and that was probably why that happened.
Bomb located.
Yeah, I probably just shot him to see if he can come back, but Newek is going to put pressure onto these windows, and that's exactly what I like to see. Again, this bait and switch putting up pressure from a different avenue, but it's onto backed by Calon. The time is whittling down. It's not too low yet. There's still time to make things happen, but all of a sudden these gunfights are just happening without being prompted. One in construction, one on the windows. It's a duality in the push, and they seem ready to hold on to this bomb site. Calon playing from behind the bomb chassis. He's getting sprayed on from two angles, from logistics and from the windows. Eventually it's the Habana to connect. It's just Snowman left in this bathrooms area. Merc absolutely wipes the floor with his head, and they take the first map of Clubhouse.
First map goes to Ping Abuse, as you just said, and some beautiful work there from Merc. Once they knew where that man was playing on that bomb chassis, the call came out, and like I said, Crossfire was set. That castle was not going to be able to get the glory of the clutch, and unfortunately for Glory and Snowman, they just weren't able to really hold on once Ping Abuse became aware of their positioning, became aware of how they were trying to hold on to those sites. So Ping Abuse 1-0 up, and now going to Oregon in a map that seemed to be a little bit attacker-sided here on Clubhouse. That definitely seemed to favor the aggressor. Oregon could do the same. We could see that aggressive playstyle coming out once again and potentially see that favoring the more aggressive team. And in this case, for the most part, Ping Abuse was the more aggressive team. I 100% thought Callan would be a little bit more aggressive in the long run, but it ends up being Ping Abuse.
Yeah, let's see if that happens in the second game of Oregon. Like you said, is it going to be that aggressive playstyle, or is it going to be Calon clawing their way back in that second game? That is going to be the question when we return. We'll be back shortly. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We'll be back right now. Hello, we're back for a very exciting game too. It's going to be Oregon as Ping Abuse and Kalon Esports potentially finalize their battle here in the ACGL R6CC Cup. Remember to tweet at us of a picture of you watching the stream underneath the ACGL tweet, and you could walk away with 600 R6 credits. I believe that's just about enough to buy a team skin, so definitely worth it. Trinok, as we head into Oregon, we were talking about the duality of the very aggressive playstyle of Ping Abuse versus Kalon Esports here. What do you think is going to happen on Oregon?
I wouldn't say it was so much a duality as Kalon did have aggressive moments. I mean, Guzzle, especially on that flank, a lot of the time was in this weird space of being extremely cautious, but also quite aggressive when it came down to that flank push at the end of it. On a map like Oregon, however, that could be huge. I mean, there's so much potential to flank on through. If you're doing a master bedroom dorms attack and you're going for that attic push, there's so much flank potential coming from below, coming from meeting, going all the way down to laundry for Kalon to utilize. And Ping Abuse need to be aware of that, because we did point this out. They didn't seem to be taking that threat of that roam all that seriously, and a few times it did allow Guzzle to come out on top to get a few kills that he should never have gotten away with. Even in rounds where Ping Abuse won, Guzzle at the end almost turned that into a Kalon victory a few times. So Ping Abuse got to be aware of this aggressive flank that Kalon Esports seem to love putting on.
Yeah, and I really think the ban phase is going to tell us quite a lot of what's going to happen in this game. As the first ban, it's going to be the Thatcher once again, so a bit of a repeat there. But on this attacking ban, I really expect Ping Abuse to ban either a Nomad or the Gridlock. It's going to allow them to play way more aggressive on their defense, and I really think it's just going to allow way better teamwork from them. The Flores ban. We haven't seen too much of him recently at all in the South African scene, so I'm quite excited to see him. Would have been excited to see him, but there he goes.
It's very interesting that they banned it, and you did point that out. We haven't really seen him much, and he is a great replacement for the Thatcher in helping to get rid of a lot of that wall denial, and that's where the mute becomes so much more important if there's a Twitch and a Flores being utilized. And we didn't actually see Flores get used at all in Clubhouse. Neither team made use of Flores, which begs the question, why are Ping Abuse manning an operator that Kalon never used, that they themselves could have utilized? Do they know something about how Kalon plays this map that we don't? And in that as well, the only place that Flores can be exceptionally difficult to deal with on this map is on a laundry defense, where that blue is such a pivotal point for the attack if there are defenders playing out of cubby.
I think it's more just... I don't think there's enough intel on how Kalon Esports play this to ban it out. I think it was a circumstance where they just feel this operator is too strong on this map. They were scared it's going to be used against them, and maybe they have strats that rely on the Flores not being there. So to answer your question, no, I don't think it is a targeted ban.
No, I don't think it's a targeted ban at all. That's what I was saying, was like the ban doesn't make sense. And like you said, there wasn't enough intel for that ban to make sense, unless of course Ping Abuse obviously don't have strategies to counter him, and they just don't want to have to deal with the chance that he is in fact brought out. I'm curious to see how it does play out in the long run as we get on into this round. And the Kaid was also left on the board, so this is very much going to be Ping Abuse. They're going to have to make use of that Maverick a whole lot more to get those walls open, to not have to deal too much with that Kaid Electroclaw. And the Flores in some cases can in fact help to deal with that, can get rid of Electroclaws by jumping that drone high up on a wall wherever the claw is and taking it out. And now this time not available. And on top of that, very interesting from Ping Abuse, not really any real soft creature. You can see that they are taking that threat of the roam a bit more seriously now. They have brought out the Nomad to deal with any sort of flanks from Guzzle on that Aruni. So let's see where those jabs get placed and how Ping Abuse start pushing on through. Again, very curious as to their lineup in general. The lack of soft breach means they're not going to really be able to play from below, get any of the floorboards open, and they're going to rely heavily on the Maverick. They're going to have to make sure the Angles does not die early on, because that's probably going to just be the end of any chance of opening these hard walls.
Yeah, their main point of pressure right now is going to be this big tower area. You've seen Newek, he's droned it out quite a few times. Guzzle, where did he take all of that damage from? I believe it was a nade from the upside down repel. Now a drone to follow up. They know of his presence here. And Newek is holding his cross. He is going to die in armory within the next few seconds if Newek keeps on holding this angle, and if Blackstone from the repel can repel him out of this room. But I need to bring it back to the main avenue of attack. It's going to be Angles opening up this this wall inside of Big Tower. They have the kite behind a shield prepped and ready to deal with this, but they're making so quick work of opening this up, and the kill to follow up. Calon Esports, their defense is kind of falling apart already.
I'm just flabbergasted. I think that was NLE with a beautiful nade, gets rid of Guzzle. Not needing that soft breach when you got nades around, I suppose, as that flank's no longer going to be an important component of Calon's defense. But I'm very confused by Post's thinking there. Yes, he had a great angle, and he may have
this wall inside of Big Tower. They have the kite behind a shield prepped and ready to deal with this, but they're making so quick
to stall out the attack that much better. Whereas now, Calon are on the back foot because Attic is open and Ping Abuse can just full on aggress onto site. They have lost Newek, they have lost that Ying Candelas, so they aren't going to be able to really be able to push with that, but they're still in a favorable position of a 4v2, and they have all of the space to work with. They even potentially get a plant on in dorms if that's the angle that they choose to go from.
Yeah, we've seen how well it works in Ping Abuse's favor when they have multiple avenues to attack from, but Waffler shuts down Merc. One of the avenues now shut down. There is another player to follow up from the attic area, and that's Blackstone to find Waffler. It's just no man left. Maverick's still doing the due diligence. He is so committed to checking everything off of his checklist just to make sure they don't throw the lead they had, that he still was sticking the Maverick trick so late on into that round. It didn't really mean anything, but I love to see that. I love to see a team make triple sure that everything has been taken care of.
I just love the shot of
Yeah, that was
Snowman
beautiful.
watching the hand. All you could see was the hand of the Maverick just slowly moving around
this
the
wall
lead.
inside of Big
Low
Tower.
touch.
They have the
Yeah,
kite
like
behind a
said,
shield prepped and ready
really
to deal
sticking
with
to their
this,
strategy, making
but
sure that
they're making so quick work of opening this up, and the
off
kill.
list and are methodical about it, and they don't give up any space or any part of their attack where Calon can take advantage and bring that back, or have an opportunity to clutch that one out. Calon now
Defenders,
opting to
protect
go
your bombs
downstairs
from being defused by
into
attackers.
laundry and supply. They're not wanting to deal with those windows from upstairs. They're not wanting to deal with the nades that were being thrown on through, or that heavy aggressive attic push. However, now they might have to deal with a more aggressive blue push, and Post is going to be playing out of cubby with that smoke. He's probably going to get some ADSs just to help him out there. NLE does have the honor. The nades are on the table. Angles probably has nades as well on the Maverick. Merc, he's got those air jabs to lock down any flanks coming from above on those stairs. And this is very much in favor, at least from my opinion, of Ping Abuse winning this round as well, just based on how well they work when they go for the aggressive push.
Yeah, and they're bringing this Ying once again. We didn't really see these Candelas being used to great effect in that previous round, but I honestly think it is more to do with clearing out ADSs. And that's something that's going to be very important in this round. Oh, but he loses all of that utility I had just spoken of. He did some damage to Glory, but a beautiful shot for him to thread the needle. And that is so important in the grand scheme of things, because I was talking about those Candelas. They could have been used to clear out these Aruni gates, to clear out these throwable denials in the Jaeger ADSs and the Wamai magnets, but no longer do they have that. These magnets are going to deny any nades coming out from the attacking side, and Snowman is just going to deny the players. As the Hibana of Blackstone loses his life, they can't even open up these hatches anymore. Already, their attack is running dry.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Their attack fell apart very fast indeed, and you can see here they were taking that room seriously. They were clearing out this upstairs attic, but still losing Blackstone to Snowman, who got out of that situation very fast afterwards. Angles, of course, can open up these hatches, not going to be as effective if he had the Hibana to help, but they still have a chance to get hatches open and put some vertical pressure on. Some beautiful play here, though. Callan Esports positioning right now is phenomenal. That pillar play early on in round from Glory, just taking that long angle and shutting down the aggressive blue push that it looked like Newick was wanting to start putting on. Huge. NLE though does get rid of Waffler, so Pillars is going to have not as much pressure as it did before, as Angles gets taken out from below by, I believe that was Guzzle on the Jaeger. Post still hanging on to Cubby though, and no blue push to speak of, so it might be time for him to start moving on back. And Ping Abuse, maybe might be time for them just to change their angle of attack here. They're still putting pressure on that freezer area. Post is going to be in an awkward position, and Glory as well. But right now, it's a very one-sided push, and you can see Calon set up for it. They're ready for that big tower stair push. They're ready for Blue to be the main area of attack. And saying that, Calon goes for the smoke throw, gets taken out by Angles, and the second follows. It's all up to Guzzle now as he picks the shield. He gets one on Merc, but Angles from Laundry, I believe, does in fact put that crossfire on. That can be so deadly. Came from Pillars, and they didn't even need to use Freezer to get it going.
You know, I'm going to pull up the replay here just for myself to make sense of what just happened here.
Right now,
because that round changed so quickly. We said they had run dry on the attack. We thought they were out for the count. No, once that kill came onto the side player inside of Blue, Angles finds two just walking down pillar. How was he allowed to just make his way onto the bomb site and completely blow the site wide open? Ping Abuse coming with that aggressive play, somehow down 2 men. I just don't know how they are working so well together as a team that isn't even like a formal stack. Maybe they play rank together, but I don't think they've ever played comp together. These guys are continually changing their attack vector, changing the way they attack these bomb sites, where they open up one avenue, they say, okay, that's just going to be a nuisance for the defenders. We're going to push from a completely different area. I just love how this team is working together. I love to see it, and I hope Calon can answer back to this here on Oregon. Otherwise, Ping Abuse are making a strong argument for this to go 2-0.
They're making a strong argument right now for this to go all the way to a 7-0 at the moment, because they just don't look to be slowing down at all. Callan, like I said, had the positioning, and we had called that as attackers in a very bad position. And I just think it just became a case of Callan at the moment, they're trying to match the aggression of Ping Abuse to an extent, and you saw that with Snowman. He was a bit too aggressive on that blue barrel's doorway, trying to throw the smoke out, trying to just store them out. If he had just stayed behind the shield, he wouldn't have lost his life, and I think that was a pivotal moment of this defense. I think the moment that Snowman went down, it caused a ripple effect where all the defenders suddenly reoriented to Blue, worried about that, which allowed Newick just to push straight down big tower stairs onto pillar, get 2 quick picks, and flank on around.
So they made that attack work down 2 men, down the Nomad, the Hibana and the Ying. I want to see what they can make happen with them still on the board. I want to see whether that Ying really was just to clear out these ADSs, or whether those Candelas are going to be used to assist in a very aggressive attack here. The Candelas are coming out. I believe Post is completely flashed out, and Nade to follow up. He's lost his shield. Can he make his way back onto the bomb site? No, he can't. Newick blows it wide open, but Guzzle to answer back. Things have calmed down just a tiny bit. 1 trade apiece. Blackstone takes a bit of damage, I don't know from where. This is your reset period. This is where you assess what just happened, what you took care of, and what you can make happen with that. There's still a player inside of Pillar that you need to clear out. NLE gets a kill into Guzzle though. Massive pressure alleviated. Now they can start pushing these angles. They've got one inside of Blue, one on Big Tower Stairs. They can make these pushes happen. These Ying Candelas are just so OP at the moment. He's found his way to Harry Potter. Do they know of his presence? Yes, they do, but they can't even find the kill. The diffuser's dropped on the banister. And it's all, again, fallen apart for the attackers. But can they make this happen? Once again, a man down.
Last time we called it in favor of the defense, saying the attack is going to be falling flat on its face. We were wrong, and it seems that Ping Abuse aren't ones to call it so soon themselves. There's a nice peek from the Maverick of Angles. Gets rid of Glory. No more player in that Harry Potter area. NLE just droning out the side. They have some control now. They could potentially get that diffuser down into default position on supply. Ooh, and Ali goes for the peek in the hole. Now he knows that at least one player is playing out of Laundry. The Aruni swing a little bit too late, a little bit too slow. Snowman not able to convert. Angles going for default plant. NLE was going to be able to cover him out, but Snowman shuts it down. Angles gets off the plant. He could have actually stuck that one had he stayed with it, and now has to plant without any distraction from his teammate. The crossfire huge here. Waffler and Snowman moving in together, and Waffler swings on around after Snowman distracts a very unfortunate Angles. Callan bring that back by the hair of a potential clutch from Ping Abuse. And like I said, Angles, all he needed to do there, Kanye, was just stick that diffuser. NLE did the distracting work. NLE made it so that they couldn't swing on through in time to stop him, and instead he kind of threw that one away a bit.
You know, I must praise Calon for what they did in that previous round. Ping Abuse, they pushed on into blue with the Yin Candelas. The smoke couldn't really do anything, truthfully. He was completely blinded. He had lost his shield. He couldn't find his way back onto the side through the rotation. At that point, you've lost a player. You need to say, okay, we've lost one, but how do we stop this from steamrolling into more? Because that's what Ping Abuse do. They play this run and gun playstyle. Honestly, they're just having fun at this point in time. But they play this playstyle where they just steamroll off of the first kills they get. And I really must point out that it was well done to get the refrag onto that player. That stopped the attack from steamrolling, and it got them into a position where they could win out the 2v2. That's what they did. They won the round. Really well done for them. So they're going upstairs to dorms and bunker. I want to see whether they can hold onto Attic for a bit longer in this round. That is my main point of contention. Can the guide save his life inside of Attic?
10 seconds to insertion.
Let's see if Post will be as aggressive as he was previous round. The same shield setup is being thrown down here. Snowman with that Goyo shield, and Post this time around maybe just hide behind the shield. That's what it's there for. Can save your life. Of course, a rogue grenade coming through from the Yano, from the Maverick, could in fact be to Post's demise, but they have to get to that point first, and you can really pressure from Attic. You can really use that shield to make sure that the nades aren't going to be accurately thrown on through. But it looks like Ping Abuse are going for a different attack strategy this time around. They're going for that double window attack, which means they are going to start having to put pressure on from below, maybe get control of that dorm's room floor and open it up. This now comes down to a fact that they don't have soft breach, so they can't open up that floor from below, which is going to make it a lot harder if this is where they are thinking of getting their main attack on through. Waffler is sitting below. He is going to be able to shoot from below and get rid of Newick as he jumps on through. Again, no clearing of the roam, no vertical control, no downstairs control, and all of a sudden Ping Abuse in a very bad place.
Calon Esports, they've realized what Ping Abuse's strategy is. They realize, okay, there was a push from the double window area, but inevitably, there's going to be another push from the other side, from top east stairs. They answer back, they turn around, and they get the kills. Merc, though, keeps this going. He's found one of the players down below, one of the lurkers for the side of Calon Esports, so no vertical pressure from down below for them any longer. I say that, though, Guzzle is still here inside of security. There is one player, I believe, on his window there, NLE, holding him, potentially knowing of his positioning, making sure that he doesn't come up the main stairs for a flank. But Merc and Blackstone, they've got control of Trophy. They need to either push into Attic, take control of Kids, or just push on and funnel through the main doorway where Glory is waiting. Blackstone is going to make his move now. He's got the AK in hand. Could potentially find a kill. The drone is coming out to feed him a tad bit of information. Knows the player's in a prone position. Goes for the pre-fire and does find it. Now it's just Snowman on the bomb side. He whips out his C4. Guzzle is too far away to help with this, though he does make his way up the stairs. This is, again, in a 2v2. Swings on into the window. Finds one with the beautiful gun there of the Alibi. But now the plant is coming down. Merc is going to have to try and cover this, but eventually it's Blackstone to come off of the plant and get the kill. And Ping Abuse really well done with that attack. I have to point out that usually the South African meta is to either push into master bedroom or attic. More of the NA-EU playstyle is to use that main window and open up from down below. They kind of half-assed both because they went from the main window, but they didn't clear out down below. So the Legion down below just got the vertical kill when the Ying jumped on through. So I'm kind of perplexed by that one, but still, I gotta give it to them. It was a clean round during that final phase.
Yeah, like I said, very perplexed myself. No soft breach, no opening up the floorboards. Like I said, I feel like there is a meta shift that's slowly starting to recognize the power of having a buck downstairs, opening up the floorboards into dorms and into kids, and suddenly, or where do the defenders play from? They have to now play from Arsenal stairs and from attic, and you have all that control of that double window onto dorms, and you can just ramp on through. You can defend the defuse from below. And I think here was Ping Abuse maybe just experimenting with that a bit, and a little bit of a misplay. They not going to make that same mistake again. This time around, they are going to be ready for that player downstairs, and they might even send more than just NLE sitting on a window. They might send 2 players, a few drones, just to clear that one out. Still no soft breach, so again, I'd be surprised if they do try this strategy and do try to at least go from double window. And at the moment, I would say that was a very, very hairy attack from Ping Abuse. Talon Esports did everything right there just to lock it down. Ping Abuse was some plays, only reason they really brought that one back, and they were way more stronger when they went for that more traditional attic attack.
I don't actually know what the smoke and the kite was so fixated on there. Maybe just finding the perfect
I was watching that,
Attila
I was like,
spot.
I'm not even gonna cover this one. They having a conversation about where the cage claw can go, I assume. Usually you stick it on the floorboard underneath or in the top corner, but I don't know. Looked like a friendly debate was going on there.
Yeah, there have been a few friendly debates in this game. We saw the Ying having a stare off, trying to maybe TK one of the players on the attacking side a few rounds ago. But it's going to be a stare off and a face off once again from this attic area. Again, they have the Maverick on the board who's going to try and Maverick trick that main wall, because with a kite, Attila, Electric Claw on a main wall, you can't really do anything but open up with the Maverick. Potentially Merc is going to take care of it from down below, but without any soft breach, I don't know if that's a viable strategy. The main push for them, for Ping Abuse, is coming from this master bedroom area. They're not going for that different playstyle of the main window again. And I just love the tactical depth from this team. I don't know whether it is them not as comfortable together as a team yet, that they just try things on a whim, or whether they have actually scrimmed together to win these 1,200 credits each per player that you win if you finish first in this tournament. But the gunfights start to happen, and the pressure is coming from the master bedroom and attic area.
Yeah, huge crossfire has been set right now. They have, like I said, master bedroom wall open, attic walls open. You can see Snowman's getting out of there. He's shutting down that rotate into Gore, but Guzzle gets rid of NLE. So below, still available for a potential flank from Guzzle. He is a great flanker and he loves doing just that. With that rotation hole being shut down now, that's not going to be easy access into dorms, and they are actually going to have to start using those choke doors to get on through. They can, of course, open up trophy wall as well, and then really put Calon in an awkward position in terms of how they're going to move on through. And you can see trophy wall has been opened. Blackstone almost gets taken out from Guzzle. They really need to deal with this flanker right now. Merc takes care of Glory, however, was holding on to top of white stairs. That could open it up. Blackstone goes for a defuse, but a beautiful smoke from post shuts it down. Diffuser is on the ground. And Calon Esports looking strong. They have an ability here just to hold on and bleed through the time of Ping Abuse. Even losing Snowman, they still have at least managed to get some time back. They're going to put Ping Abuse in a very scary situation of maybe panicking just a little bit, and Merc instead is not going to panic at all, as he just finds 2 quick kills to lock it out and bring a very favorable half for Ping Abuse. Oh, it's round 6. I thought that was
not even the half.
It's still a very favorable half for 1-up, and they could potentially go 5-1-up.
Yeah, Ping Abuse for me, I'm really confused, because this level of dominance on an attack is rarely seen on a team that isn't 100% comfortable with each other. I say that because usually your defensive side, you can kind of set it up the way you want to, whereas on the attack, you kind of have to play this reactive playstyle. All of that to say, Ping Abuse on that previous round, and I'm going to pull up the replay here. They had so many crossfires that they had to dismantle, and they did it perfect. I don't know how this team is working so well together as kind of this mismatched team of a few Sinister 5 players and a few X Factors, but they are playing so well together, and on this attack, I love to see how they execute. They do so many different strats, so many different things that you wouldn't expect. Yeah, he had the new operator that isn't allowed, so you do have to TCam.
Accidental T-bird pick. That's not exactly what you want to be seeing in a final of a competition. So Guzzle, who unfortunately for Calon, I would say right now, is a breakout player. If I think of one player on Calon's team right now that has always had some impact on the round, it's Guzzle. He's always playing.
Yep.
He's always making Ping Abuse, guessing what's going on, where he's coming from. They're always watching the angles. You even saw it there. Blackstone, despite probably knowing that Guzzle was playing from Armory Stairs, because angles would have called that out because he had a little bit of trade fire there, almost got taken out, leaping through the hole. And that was all because Guzzle is just constantly in a space that Ping Abuse have no idea where he is. Now they don't have that. Now Calon don't have this hard flanker, this man who's just everywhere and can just lock it down if he needs to.
Oh, wow.
And it could be bad. But saying that, Glory does take down Newick, and the Kali is off the board, which means they're not going to be able to remove any wall denial.
Swinging a Kali takes some confidence. He threads the needle, he hits the shot, and that is so much pressure alleviated. That Kali was going to be able to clear out a lot of soft destruction, but Glory loses his life.
I saw the pause as you also were just like, how? How did Blackstone get that kill?
I am perplexed. Ping Abuse, they seem not perplexed at all. They know what they need to do. They know they need to push on into blue, take care of that shield, and already the play inside of Pillar is dead. They can take control of this long wallway area, and I believe, yes, already Angles is making his way down.
Yeah, the call would have come out immediately the moment they got rid of that Pillar's man. That just come down Mega Stairs, we can get control of Lord Corridor, we can get full control of site right now. So Waffle and Snowman last alive. Last time these two players were in this position, they were able to secure the round for Calon. But Angles from Freezer just shuts it down. Snowman gets rid of NLE with a beautiful headshot, but Angles was there, he was ready to go, just creeping down Laundry Corridor. The call out came through, and 5-1 at the turn of the half in what is not an easy site to attack, but Ping Abuse make it look, as you said, like these guys have been playing together for 5 years now, and they've just every micro strategy of the map have memorized to a T.
It's incredible. It really is incredible for me to see. And I think it is really down to the individual prowess of these players, because when you are of such a high skill level, sometimes you don't have to make a call out and a strategy for each and every single thing. I find this quite a lot when I play with IRL friends. I need to micromanage every single thing I tell them because they don't know Siege that well. Whereas some of these players, they know Siege as well as any of us, as well as the casters, as well as any analyst on any desk. These guys know how the game works, how the ebb and flow works. They know when someone is going to push from X angle and going to swing you from Y angle. And Ping Abuse for me, not necessarily so coordinated and so structured. They just individually know when to make these moves. And I love to see it. On their defense now, this is going to be the proving ground because it's 5-1 up. They only need 2 more rounds. They only need to win 1 round on their strongest bomb site twice. Because in Siege, if you don't know how it works, once you win a bomb site, you can't go back there for 2 more rounds. So they only need 1 strong bomb site to lock this game out. So Calon Esports, the onus is on you. They need to make something happen. They need to change the entire mentality of this game. They need to make a shift for the better. Their attack avenue, their entry point is going to seemingly come from this armory as well as this master bedroom area. This is the more traditional South African meta that we see coming out. But Newick, My oh my, he just loves going for these runouts, and he goes for a second, but the Claymore's there.
It was read, written, and slapped out of the way by a Claymore beautifully set just to deal with that run out from Newick.
Attackers
As
have recovered
Calon
their
seems
diffuser.
to have done some semblance of research here, and now hopefully are able just to put some fight back in this game, put it back to Ping Abuse, and say, nah,
Oh.
this ain't your game to win. Blackstone, though, is going to take care of Waffler, and unfortunately, that is your soft breach out. They don't have that extra hard breach. They are opening up holes, but the nade's going to come through to get rid of that electric claw. Unfortunately, Kaid, Blackstone, just on the aggression. He's not letting loose anytime soon. Goes for the C4, whoops out the pistol and shuts down Snowman. Blackstone just going ham. Second kill for the round, bringing it back for his team. It's all up to Guzzle now. This man can frag out. He can be sneaky. He can rock around. He's got that skeleton key. He could open up the floorboards. But it doesn't look like he's going to really have too much room to breathe right now. Diffuser not in hand. And Ping Abuse all over the place. They're just waiting for him to make the wrong move as he swings on through, but Merc with the drop shot shuts it down.
Ping Abuse, what can I say? They are just steamrolling this game. 6-1. 6-1. What do you do at this point in time if you're Calon Esports? I pose that question genuinely to you, try not to chat. When you are in this situation, when you're down a map, you need to make, honestly, a Penta-style comeback, 2018 SI comeback, if you want to win this. They're just so far down that I don't think that mentality shift is possible. And just quickly on the replay, I want to pull something up very comedic. Just a small point. It didn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, but you'll see here, one C4 was thrown over the wall, and another C4 from Trophy from that player. The one C4 that would have gotten the kill was destroyed by the other C4 from the Trophy area. Just a tiny thing I wanted to point out, kind of funny for me. But yeah, let's get back to this game.
Bombs as they
It doesn't look like Calon wants to get back to this game. I have a little bit of saltiness coming out in the chat. They're not something you really want to see when it's very possible that these guys could find a very absolute swing.
attackers have
I
located the
mean,
bomb.
as Glory says, there's, you know, oh, I guess it wasn't Glory, it was Newick. You know, it's not over till it's over, to the end of it, at the end of it. And it does look like NLE has decided maybe it's time just to have a little bit more fun. Bring out the big chunka gun.
5 seconds to
What's
go.
it called? The
DP23, I believe.
that's the one, yeah.
Attackers are heading out.
I forget my favorite shotgun in the game, and I remember stuff like that. But anyway,
I always rely on you just to know the gun names.
Guns and Siege are my pet peeve, but I just don't know what to say.
there we
Glory,
go.
that is what you do. That is what you do. You find these opening picks, these opening engagements, you put the pressure onto Ping Abuse. Oh, that was close.
That's the second time that Glory has gotten that opening kill onto Newick, I believe. Last time it was with the run out, and this time I think it might have been a spawn peek that Newick was trying there, and he just got locked down instead. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going for the most part in the favor of Calon in these early engagements. It just seems to fall about at the end. They just need to bring themselves towards themselves. In the team chat there, you did see Newick saying, if you guys play together as a team, you'll get the refrags and you'll actually bring these rounds out. And he's 100% right. A lot of the time when frags are coming out, there is no real refrag presence, despite the fact that even if there are 1 or 2 members of Calon there, the second player isn't swinging out to try to see if he can get that refrag on, and it's what's resulting in a lot of picks going in the favor of Ping Abuse. In this situation right now, Blackstone
There
gets
we
the
go.
pick,
Exactly.
and that's exactly what you need to do. I thought Glory may not have swung that, but he did exactly there. This time around, working together as a team, they're getting that refrag, and if they start trading this way around, they might find themselves coming out on top.
It's really what you love to see. Finally, they're playing off of each other, making sure that if a player loses his life, at least there will be a refrag. But now, you stare down a giant Russian man and a Shumika launcher in a hallway of death. They need to push through this hallway with a minute left, and they are staring down a little slit of a helmet of a Russian man with a very big gun to bout. Let's see if they can make this collapse happen. Angle's taking a tad bit of damage here inside of laundering behind his shield. 50 seconds, this clock is whittling on down, but Kalon Esports, they look ready and poised to make this collapse happen.
NLE just trying to stall it out with this fire as Merc does the work, just pushing into Freezer while Kalon is distracted by the big Russian man with the rifle. Ooh. Glory, though, finds a quick 2 kills. Angles and Merc go down as they swing on through. It's all up to NLE now, but Glory doesn't really have the health to work with. He's got the fuse in hand. That could
one
be
tick
huge,
from the fire.
But Shamika launches just going to lock him out. He's 18 seconds to go, and still so much fire on the table for NLE right now. You can see him just launch it out. He's just going to stall out this time for as long as possible. And now spamming down that corridor. Glory swings on around, but NLE is there just to shut it down in the final moments of the round. Sin 5, Ping Abuse are now your ACGL Grand Finalist winners in a absolute smash. 7-1. Kalon Esports go back to the drawing board a little bit because these are great players, and like we said, Kanye, in that final round you did see them working together to gain the refrags on, and they've shown that they can in fact do that. So it's just time to start tightening it up, learn from Ping Abuse for the most part, learn about the adaptability of Ping Abuse.
Yeah, great plays all around from both of these teams. I'm really excited we got to see what South Africa holds in terms of some of these, I don't want to say lower tier teams, but objectively, they are not the top 4 teams in South Africa.
You could say lower tier in that usually when you see a grand final, these aren't the teams that you would see in the grand final.
Yeah.
And, you know, a few mitigating factors into why they're here, and it's a great opportunity that they are here in that some of the top teams just weren't able to compete in this tournament. So it gave that an opportunity for these teams to experience it and come out on top and show that there is more than just Phoenix Gaming, DNMK, Vibin, and Bravado Gaming. I completely forgot the last one for a second there. I'm very excited to see where Kalon go, how they bring it up, how they start tightening up as a roster as a whole, and hopefully they can learn from this. Hopefully they can go back and they can see, hey, when this frag came out, there was no follow-up. There was no follow-up push from the man that was supporting that entry fragger. And I mean, saying that, I would look at Newick on Ping Abuse's side as being one of their star players. Newick got first killed almost every round of Oregon.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes you are going to be the star player who doesn't actually have the best game. And that happens. And this is something that Kalon Esports at least can go back and learn from. And hopefully at the next tournament, the next event, we see these guys actually playing as an extremely tight, cohesive unit, which, I mean, they did show at the end of the round.
Yeah, there's great potential for this for the future. The ACGL R6CC Cup and all the tournaments to come. For now, though, they're going to be happy with their 1,200 R6 credit loot. Second place as well, Kalon Esports getting 600 R6 credits per player. So everyone walking away happy, and you as well can walk away happy if you tweet at us with a picture of you enjoying this broadcast.
Can I walk away happy?
You can. I mean, were you not entertained?
I mean, I was. It doesn't mean I'm happy.
Trinok with a bit of self-nihilism and self-loathing, but you can also walk away happy with 600 R6 credits in the bank. Not for Trinok, apparently, but thank you so much for joining. Cheers, everyone.